Hello, everyones. Are you tired of expensive commercial airbrush cleaners or homemade mixtures that can be too harsh on your airbrush? Today, we're going to make a professional airbrush cleaner. It works great for quick cleaning between paint changes as well as deeper cleaning sessions. Best of all, it's designed to clean effectively without damaging the internal coating or seals of your airbrush. It's affordable, easy to make, and uses ingredients that are easy to find. So let's get started. To begin, we'll use water as the base of our cleaner. We're going to make approximately 100 ml of airbrush cleaner, and we'll start with 70 ml of water. I'll use this measuring cup to measure it out. Water is the foundation of our cleaner. It helps dilute the other ingredients and assists in flushing paint residue out of the airbrush during cleaning. Next, we'll add alcohol. In my case, I'm using 96% ethyl alcohol. This acts as a secondary solvent that helps speed up cleaning, remove grease and residue, and improve the overall cleaning power of the mixture. However, we don't want to use too much of it or use it straight in the airbrush regularly, since it could affect certain seals or internal finishes over time. Now that we have our 70 ml of water, we'll add 10 ml of alcohol. And give it a good mix. I'll transfer this mixture to another cup and we'll continue. The next ingredient is glass cleaner. It's important to check the ingredients and make sure it does not contain ammonia, silicone, or waxes. Ammonia can damage some internal components of the airbrush, while silicone and waxes can leave behind residues that may interfere with paint later on. For that reason, it's best to use a simple glass cleaner formula. We'll add 8 ml. It may not seem like much, but it's more than enough for what we need. This ingredient enhances the cleaning action of the mixture and helps remove stubborn residue. Add the 8 ml and mix well. The next ingredient is propylene glycol. This ingredient is optional but highly recommended. It acts as a humectant and softening agent, helping the cleaner stay wet longer and evaporate more slowly. That gives it more time to work on paint residue and helps soften paint that is beginning to dry. We'll add 8 ml of propylene glycol. Add it to the mixture and stir thoroughly. Next, we'll add vegetable glycerin. We'll use it as a light lubricant. Its purpose is to leave an extremely thin protective film inside the airbrush, helping prevent that dry feeling after cleaning. Since we're using a very small amount, it shouldn't cause any issues when we start spraying paint again. We'll add 2 ml of vegetable glycerin, which is approximately 40 drops. Then mix everything together. The final ingredient is liquid dish soap. Just like with the other ingredients, make sure it doesn't contain silicone, waxes, hand moisturizers, or similar additives. This will be our primary surfactant. It helps loosen dirt, break down grease, suspend particles, and improve the removal of paint residue. We'll use 3 ml. We only need a small amount because too much soap could create excessive foam or leave unwanted residue inside the airbrush. Since dish soap is usually quite thick, I'll first mix it with a small amount of our cleaner to make it easier to incorporate into the main mixture. Once combined, add it to the rest of the cleaner. And that's it. Now we need a container to store our cleaner. I recommend using a bottle with a dispensing cap or dropper-style top because it's much more convenient during use. I also recommend making a larger batch since this is a product you'll probably use quite often. Before bottling it, we're going to filter the mixture. Small particles or contaminants can sometimes end up in the cleaner, and we definitely don't want anything clogging our airbrush. Whenever you're making products for airbrushing, filtering is always a good habit. I'll be using this small funnel with a filter, but you could also use a fine cloth or another suitable filter. Pour the cleaner into the bottles. I prepared some extra cleaner beforehand so I could completely fill the bottle. And there we go. Our professional airbrush cleaner is finished. This cleaner is designed for quick cleaning between color changes, routine cleaning before storing your airbrush, and deeper maintenance cleaning. It's primarily intended for fresh or partially dried paint. It's not designed to remove paint that has been completely dried inside the airbrush for months. So don't expect it to magically clean paint that's been sitting in your airbrush for 6 months. Haha. This formula is much more complete than the classic water and glass cleaner mixture because it combines several ingredients that improve cleaning performance without being overly aggressive. Just remember that this product is intended only for cleaning. It should not be used as a paint thinner. If you're looking for a professional paint thinner recipe, you can find the video I made previously on the channel. And as usual on this channel, I also designed a custom label for the bottle. We'll start by attaching one corner and then carefully apply the rest of the label. And here's the finished bottle with its label applied. I'll also leave a chart on screen showing all the ingredients and quantities used. Now let's do a test. First, I'll paint a few plastic spoons using acrylic paint. I'll also use my homemade paint thinner. If you'd like to learn how to make that thinner, you'll find a link in the description, or you can search for it on my channel. We'll use a 1:1 paint to thinner ratio. Mix everything thoroughly and add the paint to the airbrush. I'll begin with a light coat and then apply a heavier coat. And that's how our painted spoon looks. Now let's clean the airbrush. As you can see, there are already paint residues beginning to dry inside. Using this cleaner is very simple. Add a small amount to the airbrush cup and spray it through the airbrush. Repeat the process as many times as needed. If there are particularly stubborn residues, you can help loosen them with a soft brush. You can also let the cleaner sit inside the airbrush for about 5 minutes before spraying it through. The exact cleaning time will depend on the type of paint you're using, since some paints are easier to clean than others. You can also dampen a paper towel with the cleaner to wipe down the outside of the airbrush. Finally, use a cotton swab or a small piece of paper towel to remove any remaining cleaner from the nozzle area. Remember to pull the needle back before cleaning to avoid damaging it or leaving residue on it. And that's it. Our airbrush is clean. Now let's perform another test. This time we'll compare plain water versus our cleaner. These spoons aren't completely dry, but they were painted about an hour ago. Keep in mind that many acrylic paints don't reach full cure for several hours, depending on the brand and formulation. I'll apply water to 1 spoon. And I'll apply our cleaner to the others. We'll let both sit for approximately 5 minutes. The time is up. I'll use a cotton swab with a little more cleaner and start rubbing the surface. As you can see, the paint comes off quite easily. Now let's do the same thing with the spoon that only has water. I'll add a little water to another cotton swab and start scrubbing. I'm going to speed this part up because it's taking longer than I expected. And that concludes our test. As you can see, cleaning was noticeably easier and faster with the airbrush cleaner. And that's it for today's video. We now have a professional airbrush cleaner that's affordable, easy to make, and much more complete than the basic mixtures commonly used by hobbyists. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if there's a product, formula, or project you'd like me to cover in a future video, let me know in the comments as well. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss future projects. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.